Good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're tuning into my channel for the first time, my name is Peace, and I remain your favorite sociologist. On this channel, I bring you frank talks about the society and you. And on this channel, I stay on the side of positivity. I try to stay on the path of positivity. Though negativities will arise, but I always try to consciously stay on the side of positivity. Today, I want to talk about a very simple topic. This thing happened in my family, it happened in our lives, and of course, you all were here to see it happen. You watched it happen live, and it lasted for a while. So, what do I want to talk about today? Treating people based on what you see, treating people based on what they have. I know there are so many people who believe that where you see someone today is who and where that person will be. There are certain people that God has blessed, God has placed in certain positions. Life has been fair to, life has offered certain privileges to. And while life offered them those privileges, they used it to suppress other people. They misused the privileges that life offered them. They were acting as if they were on top of the world. They started acting as if everything revolves around them. They are the only ones that matter. And then the other people who didn't really have much or who don't really have much, they looked down upon, right? So today I want to use two members of my family as a typical example. The first one is my cousin Editorial, right? Because I can actually write a whole episode about her, because like I know her from top to bottom or from bottom to top. I know her from start to finish, right? So um the life initially wasn't really fair to her. Like she didn't have so much opportunities and all of that. And while she was going through her own challenges or trial period or trial phase in life, we also had a family member. Hello, hello, Chucky. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing? Ninja, hi, hi. Sonia Kemp, hi. I love this channel. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for joining me, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I just want to use two members of my family. Just two members of my family, as you can see on my thumbnail, um, to give you this life analysis, right? Because it is said that nobody knows tomorrow. And the way you treat people while you're up will determine how people will treat you when you are down. This world revolves, life changes, situations changes, things happen beyond our control, beyond our expectations, beyond our imagination, right? So the first member of my family I want to use for this example is my cousin Edith. While she was going through her trial, while she was going through her challenging period, while she was going through life, we also had a member of the family who at that time was in her cruise season or cruise period. At that time, life was being fair to her, everything was going on fine, and all of that. And the truth of the matter is, Omo, we see character. We see character, right? But why I'm making this video today, I want to tell you that when life has placed you in a position, when life is working or favoring you at a time, Don't use it to maltreat other people. Don't rub it into other people's face. Don't mock other people. I am a I am strongly against mocking people. Strongly against mocking people. Because you see that person you're looking at today and you're looking down on and you're thinking, nothing good can come out of this person. By the time God decides to turn and look at that person, by the time God decides to smile at that person, hey, you'll be so ashamed of yourself. But at the end of the day, by the time God begins to favor that person you were looking down on, you would have already shot yourself in the leg. You will not have the face to go back to the person you used to mock, to the person you used to abuse, to the person you used to degrade, to the person you used to treat like trash. It is said that behind every closed door is a man and a woman in this life that we are. God is going to use either a man or a woman to favor you. But the truth of the matter also is that that person that you were looking down on way back may actually be the person God has placed in your path or in your destiny to favor you sometime in the future. But most of us, we treat people, we deal with people based on what we see immediately, what they have immediately, and what they can offer us immediately. And in turn, by the time we turn around, or by the time things change for those people, we'll be looking for a place to cover our faces. We'll be wallowing in regrets. We'll be wallowing in disbelief. And that is exactly what is happening or what has happened in my family. Right? Because truth, nobody like in this life like this as we were, nobody would have even expected that things would turn around this beautifully because the challenge was tough. Like the challenges life pushed to her, I'm talking about editorial and grandma gifts, the challenges life pushed to them were tough. Very tough challenges, very tough situations. Of course, they were always uploading their content, showing their videos, so you would follow the process. It was a tough process. But while they were going through those processes, patiently waiting on God, patiently hoping on God, patiently hoping that things will turn around, praying to God, crying at night, and stuff like that. Because trust me, nobody goes through challenges smiling. While they were going through all of that, somebody was there adding salt to the injury. You know what they call insult upon injury? Somebody was there adding insults to the injury, adding salt, adding pepper, adding maggi to the injury to make the situation more terrible than it's even naturally supposed to be. But God being God, He showed up, and He showed up mightily. He showed up mightily. And today, when I turn around, when I look at my cousin Edith, I'm wowed. I'm wowed. And right now, when I turn around and I look at grandma gifts, I'm like, oh my God. God, you are merciful. God, you are merciful because trust me, life has been challenging. Life has been challenging. And what broke my heart in the whole of this, their challenges and different phases in life was when they were being mocked for all of that. I was I was pained. I was pained because nobody is God. I was pained because it's painful enough that you are going through something. And it's even more heartbreaking that someone is mocking you because of what you're going through at that time. It's painful enough that life is taking you through a journey. And it is more painful that while you are going through that journey, you are being mocked and shamed and disgraced. And it is even much more painful that it is a person that is close to you that is doing that to you. You know, if you're going through things, if an outsider or a stranger or maybe anybody from outside is mocking you, is saying things and all of that about you, you won't feel it. You just brush it off. You'll just brush it off like, I beg. But you'll be more pained. You will be more pained when it is an insider, right? So I could imagine how deep it was for them. And now God showed up for them to wipe away their tears, to turn their shame and mockery into celebration, to turn their bitter tears into joy, to turn their sorrows into laughter. I come on YouTube, I see my auntie, I see Grandma Gift dancing, and I'm like, oh, God, you are faithful. There is nothing you cannot do. And it is never too late for God to turn your life around. It is never too late for God to turn your situation around. It is at the point where people feel, oh, all hope is lost, where people drag you, where people mock you, where they pack mud and rub on your face. God shows up to say, I am here. Every day I come online and I see my auntie dancing, I just begin to thank God, for showing up for her. I begin to thank God for intervening to shut people up. Because trust me, it's not easy to be on the lips of people, especially because of your situation or your condition. It's not easy. It is not easy. But for those people who are in a position to help others, who life has favored, who life has blessed, don't always feel that you are better than anybody in this life. Because that little person you're looking down on today, God may raise that person to a place that you will never reach tomorrow. Don't look down on anybody. Don't look down on anybody. Different people have different life journey. That your own came early, that you caught your own early, that you had a support system by you, that you had someone standing by you 24/7 supplying you all you need, doesn't mean the other person doesn't mean the other person is a walkover. Last for this life, nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows when God will pick up anybody and say, it is time for me to turn your situation around. I've seen people who used to be very financially stable a few years back, and a few years into the future, the money is gone. And I've seen people who used to not have enough, and a few years into the future, they have more than enough. They have more than enough. In fact, they burst into generational wealth. So please, in this life, let's try and be humble. Yes, I understand that sometimes this class thing comes in and you feel, oh, I am in this class, I have money, I am in this class, and so I cannot associate with people in this other class or stuffs like that. But even with all this class thing, please, let's try and be humble. Because last, you are not God. You are not anybody's God. The fact that you don't like somebody doesn't mean God is not going to bless that person. And the fact that that person doesn't have today doesn't mean that person is not going to have tomorrow. If you're opportunity to have today, thank God. If you are opportuned to be blessed today, thank God. But in that your blessings, don't use it to mock others. Don't use it to rubbish others. Don't use it to try to shame others. Because you don't know what God has in store for them. You don't know what God has in store for them. And God will always, 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 always appear to prove himself mighty, to correct the narrative. Especially if you're a person who, when life has blessed you or life has offered you certain opportunities, you begin to raise your shoulders up. You begin to feel on top of the world. You begin to use it to humiliate others. God will always come up to show you that he is God and he alone is the Almighty. Life changes, situations turn around, and I'm using my family members as an example. I'm using Edith and I'm using Grandma Gifts as an example. That in this life that we are, let's try not to judge people by what they have at that particular time, because you don't know what God has in store in the future. Let's try not to look down on people because of what they have in their pocket, because of the kind of car they drive, because of the kind of house they live. You don't know what life has in store in the future for them. It gives me so much joy. It gives me so much joy to see that people are making progress. Truly, I am a lover of progress. You see, as I am like this, if I'm associated with you and you're not making tangible progress, I'm shifting. I am shifting. if I if I begin to associate with you, you're not making tangible progress, you are not moving from point A to point B, I am shifting. Because as a person, I love to make progress. No matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles, I just love to make progress. I like to make sure that I am in point A today, tomorrow I am going to be in point B. I try as much as I can. Yeah, good morning. I try as much as I can to make progress. But even in my shifting, I'm not going to mock you. I'm not going to try to rub it into your face. I'm not going to try to ridicule you. Right. But I just want to ask that I hope that with this our family saga that happened online, people have been able to learn a few things. Not just that you watched, you stayed glued and you were enjoying the drama. People have been able to learn a few things from it. That life can turn, God can turn anybody's story at any given point in time in the most amazing way. In the most amazing way. In the most amazing way. Anyway, I feel so good. I feel so good to see that people that were once mocked, people that were once jeered, people that were once rubbished are actually moving and achieving greater heights and are being celebrated on the streets of YouTube. It gives me great joy. So much joy, actually. And the funny part is that by celebrating with the people who have been celebrating, a lot of goodness has actually come into my life. And you know the funny part? I'm trying to be very careful not to just begin to spill out everything. But at the appropriate time, at the appropriate time, I'm going to spill it all out. Like My heart is overjoyed. I'm like, it's welling out. It's here like this. It's here like this, right? But what I just want to say in this video is, or in this live stream is, nobody is anybody's God, and nobody knows tomorrow. If life has favored you today, thank God. But don't use it to mock other people. If things are working out for you today, thank God. But don't use it to rubbish other people because you don't know tomorrow. Who would have thought that the person you're rubbishing today would turn around to be even way, many steps ahead of you? Who would have thought that the people you're mocking and rubbishing and dragging and shaming and all of that would turn out to be people you'd look up to, people you cannot even be compared with? Who would have thought? So please, in this journey of life, let's try to be careful the things we do to people. Let's try to be very careful the things we do to people, especially when we feel we are in a better situation or better position and they are not. Because at the end of the day, you don't know tomorrow. And you are not God. You cannot decide their destiny. Their destiny is your destiny. It may be slow, it may delay, it may tarry, but it's going to come. So while they are waiting, while they are praying, while they are hoping, let them be. Let them be. Don't add insults to the injury they already have. Don't add more pepper to make it hurt them the more. Just leave them be. Okay, let me take a few comments. Ooh. Okay, Sonia says, "Oh my God, so nice. Thank you, Sonia." Chick says, "You're so pretty. Are you single?" Thank you, Chicks. It was my birthday on Wednesday. Oh, happy birthday! I get what anxiety, and you always make me. Oh, that's nice. Sonia, hi, Sonia. Okay, guys, so that's just what I wanted to say this morning. That in this life, nobody is anybody's God. If things are working out for you, thank God. But don't use it to mock others. If life is blessing you, thank God. Don't use it to cause more pain to others. Right? If you have people around you that have, because probably looking at you, you probably don't even have. If you have people around you that have, thank God. But don't use it to cause more pains and hurts to others, because you are not God and you don't control other people's destiny. And the fact that you have doesn't mean another person is not going to have. At God's appointed time, He's going to show up for them. And you don't even know how well and how much He will show up. Because He may show up and normally go blind your eyes. He may show up and you'll be in disbelief. I've seen it happen severally. I've seen it happen even in my family. So please, as we journey through life, let's try as much as we can to be nice to people even when they don't have. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what's in store for them in the future. All right, guys, thank you for staying with me. I just wanted to drop this little piece here before I move on for the day. See you guys in my next video. Bye. I love you guys.